Hey, what's up there? Gary the motherfucking Agno Stick. I think tonight's subject is going to be Islam. The motivation behind this is because old Barack Obama has been over there speaking with Muslim nations to let them know that we're not their enemy. I can understand this for terrorist reasons. The fact is we are their enemies regardless of how we view them. The point I want to bring up are the Barbary Wars, or the Tripoli Wars, or so better yet named, the Forgotten Wars. These were 3 North African Mediterranean coastal countries. Tripoli is one of them, hence the Tripoli Wars. Anyway, these were Islamic nations, and what they were doing is they were taking United States, British, and French commerce ships hostage and demanding a ransom for them. We ended up gaining our own independence somewhere around there. It was somewhere around 1780-ish. I'll have to look up the exact dates. I think it stretched on until the early 1800s. And anyway, they were sending out privateers, which are basically pirate ships that are commissioned by a government. Terrorists. Now, they were taking our ships ransom, and we were paying them this ransom that they wanted. And they were wanting like $1 million a year. Can you imagine $1 million a year, what that would be worth back in the 1700s? That's a lot of frickin' money. And we gave in to them. We paid them. Until we finally decided to build up a big enough navy that we could say no. So what we did is we finally built up our navy while paying them the entire time, which slowed down our navy building capabilities, and finally went down there and said, screw you guys, wiped them out. The second one, the U.S. was strongly weakened from the War of 1812. We didn't have the best ties with Britain and France at the time, but we were trying to repair things. Anyway, we were pretty heavily weakened. So they preyed upon our weakness once again, doing the same exact thing. Terrorism. Taking our commerce ships for ransom and demanding payment. Because we could not fight back at the time, we gave in and we paid them. Until once again we built up the Navy and destroyed them. Well, we didn't destroy them, but we defeated them and told them no. So anyway, they've been doing the same exact frickin' thing that they've always done since their religion has been around. Which brings me to a friend I used to have. We kind of went our separate ways. He's down in Florida now, which hopefully I'll be there because it's freaking cold here. Anyway, he was 3rd generation Indian, Middle Eastern Indian, not Native American Indian. And he hooked up with this chick from work. Probably the hottest chick he'll ever get, which is why I think he did this, because he was pretty much had to promise to convert in order to stay with her. So I'd go out there and hang out every now and then. It seemed like a normal place. She lived with him, this and that. Anyway, Team America came out. And we were watching that, and here come the puppets, and they're all, oh, Durka, 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 Jihad, Durka. And she just flipped. I mean, she freaked out. Oh, that is so wrong. I can't believe that. Yeah, but God, turn that shit off. Get it out of my house. And I was like, wow, I didn't think it was that offensive. You know, people make fun of white people, how they talk. Oh, yes, my accountant, Earl, blah, 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 blah. I don't take offense to that. Granted, it's a little different. So I was like, oh, okay, fine. Maybe that movie crossed the line with her somewhere. But then the whole Nick Berg thing happened, where the dude got his frickin' head cut off. And we were watching that on the TV, and she laughs. And was like, see what happens when you go over to some other country and mess around with their way of life? And I was like, wait a minute here. You freak out on Team America because they're making fun of the way you talk, but yet some dude gets his frickin' head cut off, and you laugh about it? And what finally broke it off between the two of them, and he told me about this, and he sounded like he was kind of freaked out, because he worked with the chick. He was saying at work, people would be like, oh, 9/11 and terrorism, it's so tragic and this and that, and she would be like, yeah, I know, it's horrible, and me being Muslim, we're kind of grouped into the same, and people are racist against us and this and that. And he said she would go home to the family and tell these other people's tales of woe, and they would get all happy and excited and start celebrating because these people were in fear of what they were doing. That's what finally broke the straw with him. He was like, man, that's some good fucking pussy, but it ain't that fucking good. I'm out. Which leads me to believe that they're driven by the Quran. Of course, their holy book. And people are like, oh, not all Muslims are terrorists. That may be true. That's because they ain't got the balls to be terrorists. I am pretty sure they at least condone these actions. Which freaks me out, because they are getting their fingers into everything around here, and we are buckling to their every needs. The fact that they're allowed to wear their burqas or whatever in private schools now instead of the school uniform, that's crap. That is crap. They're gonna weasel their way in and do whatever they want to do. And I'm not being racist here, because Islam is not a race. It's a religion. And they follow this book, the same book that teaches these things. So for them to say, oh no, I'm a peaceful Muslim, I don't know how true that is, because if that was true, they would not devoutly follow this book the way that they do. So anyway, I hope this isn't too politically incorrect for you guys, but I guess speaking about politics and religion alone is politically incorrect. So anyway, peace out.